Everyone, it is good to see you. We welcome any that we have online with us as well as we come to our final week of our Soup Supper series. And we have had some wonderful speakers through these weeks talking about ministries and organizations that help those without homes or safe shelter find that, or to help those that may be in jeopardy of losing their home or losing their safe shelter to stay in those spaces as well. And we have another one, just another wonderful organization to share with you about tonight, which is Ready to Work Aurora. And I just lost my notes on my wonderful, here we go, hold on. Doop, doop. I know, I need my tablet. I need a lot more than I have, obviously. These people know I need notes. I lost a sermon once, and it was not pretty. It was not pretty. So here we go. Because tonight we have Marlo Alston joining us, and she is Bridge House's Community Relations and Development Manager with Ready to Work Aurora. I met her and heard about Ready to Work Aurora at a recent Rotary event that I was attending, and I was so impressed. It was one of the things that's happened to us in the past few months that led to this series, actually. What I love about Ready to Work is there's often this chicken and egg thing. Do you get someone a home, or do you get someone work? And Ready to Work says yes. Yes. And Marlo comes to us. She is a passionate advocate for nonprofit work, particularly focusing on the unhoused community and behavioral health issues. She has been a strong voice for public safety and justice, and she brings a critical perspective to these important discussions. Marlo enjoys spending time with her family, friends, laughing and cherishing life's moments. She finds joy in writing positive notes and encouraging others in their life endeavors. Marlo holds a Bachelor of Business Administration from University of Denver and has earned several certifications in business, leadership, and advocacy. And her contributions have been recognized by numerous community acknowledgments, reflecting her tireless efforts and commitment to making a positive impact. We are grateful that you are here with us tonight to share about Ready to Work Aurora, and I hope that you all afterward will come up and see the plethora of materials she has handed out, and if you don't have an idea about how to give or serve in the community, she's going to make sure you have a way before we're done. So Marlo, welcome. Thank you for being here at Hope.
Wow, thank you. So I'm going to take a moment of personal pleasure. Can you hear me? All right, personal pleasure. Can you hear me okay? All right. So I'm going to take a moment of personal pleasure, first of all, to say thank you for welcoming me to your church, to your home. I am so comfortable here, in case you didn't notice. I love being in the house of God, and I love that you're praying in the name of Jesus. And so thank you for that. It's work, but for me, this is just life. So thank you for just welcoming me and allowing me to take time in your space to talk about something that's so important to me. So in my bio, I often leave out the part that I sat on city council with the city of Centennial, but it sort of works for me. I've just been so blessed, and I love that I'm able to say that word so often here. I've been at my church home for 27 years. My baby is 27 and getting ready to have her own baby. And I have been at the same church serving God. And so when I say I feel comfortable here, please understand I appreciate you and you taking time to be in this sanctuary to hear what I have to say about this great organization that I work with. So Bridge House Ready to Work Aurora came into my life some years ago, and I started donating to this organization, dropping off clothes, making little financial contributions here and there. And one of my friends said, "You need to apply here." I never went inside the building, just dropped off things and kept going. People have this misconception of what people experiencing homelessness is. They have this misconception of what shelters are. And in my mind, I know I'm a germaphobe, so I'm thinking, this is not going to work for me. I can't apply for this organization because I've seen what they said on the news. I welcome you to come and take a tour. And after I tell you about the great work that we do and how successful we are, you're going to beg me to come. And please beg me. You don't even have to get on your knees. I will make it work for your time. I want you to come. So I am passionate about helping those that are unhoused and those that suffer from behavioral health issues. I was doing it personally. I did it and do it on council, and then I was blessed to do it and get paid to be here where I love being, in spaces like this, talking about this great organization. So Bridge House is the organization. The program is Ready to Work. Bridge House is a little over 27 years old. And before I go into that, I have a brief video that I'd like to share with you. And then after that, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how awesome this organization is and why we're so successful in keeping people housed and employed. Most importantly, we're a work-first model, so employment, housed, and wraparound services.
Stop. There's nothing in the world that can stop someone on a mission. And our mission is to be unstoppable. In the face of homelessness and in the face of doubt, we keep moving. There's nothing in the world that can stop us from creating opportunities to help people get a foothold to overcome their challenges and to go beyond all expectation. There's nothing in the world that can stop us from thinking of new, creative, awesome solutions to change their future and the future of the community. There's nothing in the world that can make us think this is something too complicated to solve. There's nothing in the world that can stop us from getting our job done every day for every person, because it's the right thing to do. And we get even more done, especially when you help us do it.
Thank you. So I tell people I don't go slide by slide. I don't read slides. By the time I finish my sentence, you've already beat me through it. So this is our mission, what we believe. There's nothing you can do when it comes to stopping, or let me correct myself, the people in our program know there's nothing that they can do or can't do to get out of their predicament of being unhoused. Next slide, please. In our program, Bridge House, we have 3 programs. We have our basic needs, our Ready to Work program, which we're going to focus on tonight, and our community table kitchen. Next slide, please. Basic needs. Our program started in 1996 out of Boulder, Colorado. We're these programs up under there, the bullet points, support, carriage house, severe weather shelter, those are programs that we ran out of the program from 1996 to present. In 2011, we opened our Ready to Work program. In Aurora, the one I'm going to focus on, opened in 2018. And we will be opening our third location in Inglewood the end of this year. Hopefully, the end of the third quarter, first week of the fourth quarter. Navigation services, that's what we focus on. That's what people need when they're in our program, in any program. What is navigation? It's that wraparound service that you hear people talking about. I need help with my doctor. I need to go to a dentist. I need a job. I need to get to my therapist. We have caseworkers in our Ready to Work program in each building with a low caseload that helps them with all of that. Next slide, please. Basic needs, as you just saw, we started with that program, and we still offer basic needs, nightly community table dinners. They do that in Boulder. We do not have the community table kitchen in the same sense that we have it in Boulder. We do not have a commercial kitchen in Aurora. However, we are now offering catering services. We have Chef Chris, who is trained up under our world-renowned Chef John, which you'll see here shortly. Next slide, please. So this is where I want to focus. What is Ready to Work? We're a work-first model. In homelessness, we look at it as a pie. There are 3 types of services or programs when it comes to homelessness. There are people who believe that you give someone a house and everything else will follow. There's nothing wrong with that. We believe if you give someone a job to earn money, to help save that money and get a house, you're learning to be self-sustainable and you're able to keep that house. But if you get that house and you don't have a job to stay in that house, you're eventually going to end up in the same situation. And then there's that third piece of the pie, where there are some people, it doesn't matter which type of program it is, no type of program is going to work. And eventually they'll decide to come into one of the programs. So again, with our program, we're a work-first model. From day one, anyone can come off a street. They can be referred. I saw you had Tri-Cities here. They have a group of people, group of organizations that we work with closely that refer people to our program, and we refer people to their programs. We work together. It takes a community. It takes a village. And so, in saying that, I want people to understand that I would never say don't use the housing first model. But in our program, when they come from off the street, they come out of the Department of Corrections, they come out of Arapahoe County Jail, whatever the case may be, if they are a fit for our program, day one, we accept them. And the reason I say if they are a fit for our program is because we don't accept everyone. You could say, I see people on the street, there are programs out there, why aren't they in a program? Why do you think everyone can just get off the street? There's a program, it's Ready to Work, Tri-Cities was here, there's over 100 organizations with Tri-Cities in that program that we're all participating, but we all don't take everyone. Do you have any idea why someone would be on the street when so many programs are there?
They want to be.
They want to be? Very true. Someone proved that to me. I didn't think that was true. I was like, why would you want to be on the street? When I first started working for Ready to Work, and we had homeless encampments around the building, and one of my coworkers took me over and said, they're not going to come into the program. I said, why not? They're going to get paid. They got a bed. They get meals, clean, save money. Didn't want to come in.
Don't want to give up their addiction.
Addiction, true. Anyone else? Those are true statements. And that's that third of that pie I was talking about. Some people just don't want to go into a program. However, there are some people that want to go to a program that maybe came out of Department of Corrections or have some type of physical ailment and they're unable to work. So we can't accept them into our program because they'll work first. So they're on the streets. We don't accept anyone who has sexual assault on their record, nor do we accept anyone who has an arson on their record. I had a real issue with people who are unhoused that's outside in Colorado, and they have this contained fire. Someone calls the police because it's outside their home. The only charge that law enforcement can give them is arson. They weren't trying to burn anything down. They were just trying to stay warm. But because they have that arson, they can't get in our program. Not their fault. So even though we see people out there, I always think about that 1/3 of people that's in that third piece of the pie that just can't get into our program. My program director was supposed to be here this evening, Paul, and he was unable to make it this evening. And I have to give him credit because he talks about the 1/3 of adults experiencing homelessness, their needs, capacities, desire to get back to work, and he's unable to accept them into the program because they can't work, and you have to work. We have 2 types of businesses in our program. In Aurora, we focus on landscaping. We do things like shovel snow, cut down trees. We have a contract with Fort Logan where they're doing the landscaping, picking up boulders. If you can't do that, you're not really a fit for our program. You may be able to do something, but you can't do one of our social enterprises. We have expanded our culinary program into Boulder, where we're now able to, my grandson has one of these. This is pretty awesome. Hi. Hi. You're so cute. My grandson will be 2 in May, and I can't wait till he's saying hi. He's like saying hi, bye, and saying something I don't really understand, but I still love him. But Paul, he talks about people that would be a good fit, however, because they can't do the work in our social enterprise, we can't really accept them into the program because that's not the way our program is set up. You have to be able to do that. Our culinary kitchen, we've expanded into Aurora now. It's focused in Boulder. And so now we have people that can come into the program. If they can't do landscaping in Aurora, they can work in the kitchen. They can help cater events. We're doing speaking engagements with one of the churches here, not too far from here, actually. Well, it depends. University, Colorado University, where we're doing a speaking engagement, and he prepared a brunch from one of our social enterprises in culinary, prepared brunch, and it was delicious. So I hear. I know it's delicious because I eat their food, and they hired him. They hired us to come back and cater an event for about 25 people. So that's how we earn our money, is with our social enterprise. So while people are earning money and we're paying them, we're also earning money to keep the doors open for operation. So if you have a business, please consider hiring us, because that's how we keep people off the street with our program. Next slide, please. Paid employment, housing, supportive services. So in our Boulder location, we have 44 beds. In Aurora, we have 50 beds. And in Inglewood, when it opens, we'll have 50 beds as well. Our housing portion is set up like a dormitory. Dara, you just graduated, right? Dormitory, you have beds. So they have these walls, they have their privacy, they have safes, it's their home. And I tell everyone when I'm doing tours, this is their home, respect them. You're looking in their private space to see what it's set up like. They have extra large twin beds. They have privacy walls. They can put their TV up in there. They have a safe to put their things in. They have their dressers. They have their bathrooms. They have a space where they can go online and check their emails, apply for jobs when they get to that part of the program. Our program is a year long. It's unlike any program ever. Our success rate is over 72%. And then after they graduate, after a year, we follow them for another year. We make sure that they stay employed, because we're work first, employment is key. And we make sure that if they need help staying housed, that we're there to help support them. But the idea is, and it has been successful at over 75%, is to stay employed and housed and maintain that on your own. In our program, when we talk about support, in that third after housing support, our caseworkers, we have 2 behavioral caseworkers, we have a transitional caseworker, we have an employment specialist. After about 8 months of working in our social enterprise, they're working on their resume. They're able to start interviewing with companies that you and I work for, friends work for. It works. Work works. There's no way that you can survive, in my mind, without having some type of financial support. In our program, they're saving their money. They're paying rent, so they're establishing residency. We invite people to come in to volunteer, to help tutor. We have banks that we partner with that come in and help them with financial stability, open up a savings account. I don't work with our clients directly. However, I know who they are. They know who I am. And I go to their house meetings that's mandatory every Thursday. And I ask dumb questions when we have a speaker. Like, for instance, do you use a checkbook? Anybody use a checkbook? A paper? You talking about a paper checkbook? Yes. Yes, exactly. My husband told me I couldn't use a paper checkbook anymore. I was like, really, dude? Get it together. And so now they have this thing where you're logging everything, you're using it online, checks online, Zelle, everything. They come in and they're teaching them this, today's way of taking care of their finances. It's amazing. How to take notes on your phone. Some people have been unhoused for 20 years. Know nothing about technology. Know nothing about what's going on. Our caseworkers, they do that. Next slide, please. Again, employment, because a lot of our people in our program, they're on Medicaid. They can only work 29 hours a week so that they don't lose their benefits. So that's basically what that slide is saying and talking about their resumes and things of that nature. Next slide, please. Housing. What can I say? It's great. It's nice. You walk into that building and you're like, wow, this is not what I expected. It's so clean. Before their trainees, they're interns. And they remain interns for about 60 days. And they're cleaning around the house. They're cleaning the grounds. We're getting them used to waking up, being accountable for yourself, your well-being, the person next to you, getting used to socializing without fighting over a spot to sleep. You have that safe space. I work with Aurora Police Department, Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. I bring in everyone that I could think of that can help people understand that they have an entire village that want them to be successful. Arapahoe Elections Committee, Arapahoe County Elections Committee, putting my political hat on. I don't know if any of you heard of something called a camping ban. A camping ban, okay. We had those deep conversations, and some cities have it, some cities don't have it. It's your city. I'm a property owner. I own my house. I don't know that I want somebody just being able to come and lay on my sidewalk in front of my house. My grandson, sometimes he's out there just hanging out. So that was a very contentious subject. Why would you pass a camping ban? Why wouldn't you pass a camping ban? Whatever your view is regarding that topic, I felt like the people in our program should have a voice. Did you not know that you could vote? Just because you're in this transitional house, you still have a voice. Are you registered to vote? So Arapahoe County came in and talked to them about voting. I don't care how you vote. I don't care what your political affiliation is, but you have a voice. And so they brought in the drop box, the ballot box, second year in a row. I'm proud of it. That's my political hat. I think people should vote, have a say. People are passing laws about whether or not you should sleep on the street in front of their house. You think you should? Vote against it. You think you shouldn't? Vote for the ban. Either way, be heard. Those are the type of things that in my world, in my role, that's what I do for the organization. Just because a person is unhoused doesn't mean that they're not a person. There's humanity. Next slide, please. Supportive services. Again, that financial, the counseling, we bring in whomever. Right now, we're looking for tutors. One of the case managers came to me and said, we have a young lady who's working on her GED and she needs some help. I sent an email out to the volunteers. We need somebody to come in. Come and help her. We work with Aurora Community College. Dr. Brownlee, great supporter. City of Aurora, taking politics out of it. This program works. Mayor Mike Kaufman, City of Aurora, huge supporter of the program. He believes that if you're going to work to make your life better, that's what I believe. You're being held accountable for making your life better. Our program, we want you to work. We want you to have the housing. We want you to have the services. All of them up under one roof. One roof. Next slide, please. And this is talking about our success rate. Everyone graduates at different times in our program, but in October, we have one huge graduation that's not open to the public. Because you may come in today, you're 12 months, 14 months, you're done, you're out the door. She may come in and graduate 12 months, and he'll come in. And so everyone comes in and starts at a different time. But all those people that graduated within that year, we have one huge celebration in October at an undisclosed location. We don't tell the media about it. We don't tell anyone about it, because this is about the people that have graduated and the trainees in our program, seeing the success of our program. After they graduate, they stay housed 75% of the time. I don't even like looking at myself in the mirror 75% of the time. It's like, that hairstyle again, come on, put a bun up. So last year, we had Rod Smith come in as our guest speaker, Broncos. I brought some of the bookmarks. If anyone wants one, we had some left over, and so I take them and I like to share them because, again, people support our program. People care about people that are unhoused. And I want to brag about the type of support we have. That's why I'm saying Rod Smith, Mayor Kaufman, the city of Centennial. We have an event coming up I'm going to tell you about because I need your help. Denim and Emeralds. Last year was our first time having that fundraiser for that particular location, and it was successful. This year we'll have it in June. I hope that each one of you thinks that the information that I'm providing tonight is worth you supporting our program and would come out and support us. Buy a ticket, volunteer to come and work at the event. But I have these here for you. I'm gonna set them over here. And again, this is just talking about meals provided, hours worked, the social enterprise and what we bring in from our landscaping business as well as our catering business. We also have this great thing called Danconia's Brownies that corporations love to order. If you're talking about gifts and you like brownies, we have a brownie social enterprise, and they are delicious. Go to the website, look at it, I'm telling you. This is how we have been so successful in helping people. This is not something that, of course, as an organization, we want to be successful, but we want the people in our organization to be more successful. Next slide, please. The kitchen. This is in Boulder. The catering, which we're doing here in Aurora now on a smaller basis. Take and Bake, where they have prepaid meals. We have a cafe that's in Boulder, and those wonderful brownies. They have a small 4-pack, and you think you're just gonna eat one or two. I eat all 4 at one time. Go figure. They're small. Next slide, please. That's Chef Chris. That's my guy. He is a graduate of the program. One thing that I really like about this program is, while I'm telling you to go out and tell everyone to hire the people that's in our program, the graduates, we actually do what we want you to do. We hire people that have graduated in our program. Some of them are caseworkers. Some of them are now chefs that make delicious food. They have taken the certification. He's boiling eggs for me for next Thursday for our Kids Give Back egg decorating event that we'll have at the house. He just spoke. He's the one I was saying we're working with this other church that comes and they help us with our planter boxes. We have a couple mentors, and he spoke last Sunday at their church, and he prepared brunch, and now he's going to be catering an event. I'm proud of him, and I think I should tell him, and I do, because he's come a long way. Next slide, please. Ready to Work Inglewood. Third location, we work with the city of Sheridan, Inglewood, and Littleton, Tri-Cities, with this location. And we're going to be located off Windermere, as you can see here. We have had support from Arapahoe County Commissioners, Congressman Jason Crow is a huge supporter, donated. We had the groundbreaking. He brought out a nice check to help us with renovating the property because people believe in it. Governor Polis has been to our building several times in support because work works, housing works, supportive services work. They don't have to go anywhere to get what they're getting right up under our roof, their roof. Next slide, please. And this is just talking about the Inglewood location. And once again, 80% housing retention after 12 months. That's what I really take away from that. We want to go from 75 to 80. What an ambitious goal. But we can do it because we have people like yourself that care about people that are transitioning out of homelessness. Next slide, please. Navigation, we talked about that wraparound service. Next slide, please. Goals. Nice, 80%. I'm still sticking with that. We've proven we can do 75. Our CEO, Melissa, she talks about 80%. I'm like, I'm an optimistic person, but way to put some bricks on my back, get out here and get these people to come and join Ready to Work, come volunteer, become a mentor. Next slide, please. And that's the floor plan for Inglewood. We're just super excited about that because we're gonna actually have this navigation center that's separate from our program, but will be part of the building where people that wanna come in for that day service, hopefully they'll consider just walking through that door next door and becoming part of our Ready to Work program and becoming successful in getting off the street. Next slide, please. That's what it'll look like when we're done. It's in an industrial part. I don't know if you're familiar with Inglewood off Windermere, but it's not too far from Pirates Cove. I walked that area when we were doing our groundbreaking just to let people know that we're coming and what was going on. And a lot of times you hear people say, not in my backyard, not next to my business. These people were like, we believe in giving people second chances. Yes, let us know when they're ready to work for someone else, when they get to that 8 month. Very welcoming. I'm encouraged. Next slide. And again, these are our 3 buildings. Aurora, we're located right there off Parker and Peoria, across from 9 Mile. Boulder, and then the 3rd location in Inglewood. Next slide, please. Our leadership, Melissa, John, Paul, and Aurora, and myself. If you have any questions about anything, any of us would be more than happy to answer, make ourselves available. I want to offer myself if there's something that I can do to bring more awareness to the reason why people are experiencing homelessness. I know that we heard drugs and alcohol. That's very true. However, a lot of people miss the point that some people weren't on drugs and alcohol when they went onto the streets. They started self-medicating. And one of the things that that's really difficult is to be in a situation and you believe God has left you, you have no covering, that fence is gone. It's like Job, you know, you can do anything but kill him. So they go to drugs and alcohol just to manage through the night. And when they come into our program, we're sober living, we drug test them, we work with other organizations, we help them get there. Once they get clean, we save a bed for them. When they leave our building and they come back, they have to do a breathalyzer. We do random drug tests. If you fail, we're not going to kick you out the first time. We're not kick you out the fourth time. We're going to give you a chance because our caseworkers understand that everyone is not going to be successful on the first or second try of trying to get clean, but we're going to work with them. However, I don't know if you heard about this drug called fentanyl, and there's one that's even stronger and worse than fentanyl. It's like ISO. I forgot it's some long name. It's worse than fentanyl. That we will kick them out because not only will they kill themselves, they will kill you with fentanyl. So I brought Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office in, did a presentation on that. We did Narcan training in case someone ODs. So we're doing the work. If there's something that you have questions about that I can help you with, or even bring in someone else that can answer some questions that I may not be able to answer, we will do that. We are looking for mentors. We are looking for volunteers. Like I said, we have this great Denim and Emeralds event coming up in June. It's going to be held at the Aurora Municipal Center. They have been a tremendous partner along with so many others. We need volunteers to help. We have graduates that come and speak. We have keynote speakers. It's a fun event. This year, the theme is envisioning a future without homelessness. Envisioning a future without homelessness. And so, with that, there's so much more that I could tell you, but I want to hear from you. Please ask me questions. Tell me what your thoughts are regarding the work that we're doing. And again, I thank you for allowing me to take time in your space.
What is a better graduation rate, men or women?
Historically, because we have more men in our program, we have more men graduate. For the first time, I believe, since we've been open, we have more women in our program in Aurora. So, October may change that for Aurora. Not that I have something against men, but I want to see some women graduate too. You know, some large numbers. We had to switch it up a little bit regarding men and women. We had more room on the second floor. Oh, for clarification, we do not take families. We do not have children. If there's a couple, a husband can be in Aurora, wife can be in Boulder. We want them to focus on getting better, not focusing on why was he talking to her? Why was she wearing that today? We want you to go to your groups. We want you to focus on you and then come back together. But historically, more men have graduated.
Other questions? Anybody? Yep. All right.
All right, so I know you mentioned you get support from those different counties. You got donations or probably grants and things. Who else do you get your funding from? Do you have state funding? Do you have federal funding? what's your private donation situation like? Just curious.
Yes, all of the above. All of the above. COVID dollars, grants, our social enterprise is huge. Local municipalities donating grants, things of that nature. Individuals making donations, $10, $20, $1,000. We have all levels of individuals donating, so all of the above.
Any others? Yeah.
Since you have 50 beds, and there's a lot of homeless people, are you always full, or is there a waiting list, or is there kind of a staggered turnover of people?
So, can't believe I'm getting ready to say this. Right now, we have 14 beds open in Aurora. We have 50 beds, and we have 14 available for people. 14 beds available. We're out there doing outreach. We're working with our referral partners, saying, come in. We want to help you. Anyone that we come into communication with, we have people that know that we are around that's also sharing the information. We have our caseworkers going out under the bridges, walking down Colfax, going to meeting them where they're at. Just like I said, we're located off of Parker and Peoria, and so when you get off 225 and you see right there by Cherry Creek, all those people out there, we go out there. We go. And like I said, when I was first hired and they took me on that little tour from the front and the back of our building, they didn't want to come into the program. That's that third of the pie. They don't want to come in. And it's sad. It's sad because the program works. It works. And some people, they don't want that structure right now. But we have 14 beds. Out front, I put some trifolds out there. Those are the pieces of information that we give to people. We made it so that it's very simple. We're a work-first model. You're going to get paid to work. We have housing. You're going to be safe. We keep our doors locked. No one can enter or exit without being let in. We have 24/7 staff. And you're going to get the supportive services that you need. We have vans. We will take you where you need to go. We're right there by 9 Mile. You can get on the bus, you can get on the train, you can get where you need to go. They're not ready yet, but we're going out there and we're trying to get them in a program.
Yeah. Last one.
In order to go out and get a job out in the community, you need a phone number and you need an address. What else do you provide? Recommendations or what to help them get a job on the outside?
So part of what I do when I'm out talking to people, I collect business cards from different organizations that would be interested in partnering with us to hire people from our program, graduates from our program. We have our employment specialists that work with them on getting whatever documentation they may need. Their caseworkers work with them. Some people, they've lost their social security card, they've lost their birth certificate. Whatever they need, that's what we're there for. Because we have 50 beds, our caseworkers' caseload is so low. I think they have like 12, 14 split up between them. It stays very low so that they can stay very focused on each individual. And so they say, why, if your program works, have more beds. Well, more beds mean more staff, cost is going to go up. Let's focus on really providing the services that we know works for 50 people. It's been working so long. Who's to say later they may increase the number of beds, but right now it works the way that it's working. But whatever documentation they need, we work to help them. The city of Aurora has a great, they're a great partner, and we're working with a system, HMIS, where people are trying to track where this individual was in Lakewood 2 years ago. Now they're in Colorado Springs. So we're trying to have a tracking system that we can help them maintain their documentation if they ever get to that part, but also track where people are and how long they've been unhoused, and not have to keep starting from zero with their services.
All right. Can we show our appreciation for Marlo and Ready to Work? If you do have other questions, please feel free to come down, look at the materials. There's materials as you leave as well for more information on Ready to Work. We also have our offering plate. Anything that you give this evening will go to Ready to Work Aurora for this work that they are doing. Thank you again so much for being with us. We really appreciate hearing all about your program and your organization, and we just wish you the best and look forward to opportunities to partner with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a very good evening. Go in peace.